black pillars all over. I mean, I saw so many black pillars on this conversation. And I see it all the time. It's a bunch of people that act like it's just nothing can ever change. It'll never get better.
Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
I do have a couple of things that I do want to discuss. Helldivers, too. You watch the previous video that I did, and Sony had sent out a tweet. You guys have probably seen it by now. I guess I can go ahead and pull this up. But they sent out a tweet letting everybody know they're going to be reversing this whole sort of mandatory thing that they kind of initially wanted to do and linking your PlayStation Network account. That has been reversed, and they said we're still learning what is best for PC gamers, and your feedback has been invaluable. And right here, we do have the boss over at Helldivers 2, creative director and the CEO over at Arrowhead Game Studios, and he said, firstly, I am impressed by the willpower of the Helldivers 2 community and your ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a live game is and how developers and community can support each other to create the best game experiences. This cannot be overstated. This is a very big deal. Not only did you have the reversal, but the admittance of the actual problem there by Sony, and people were hitting them where their pockets hurt. The reviews, also, you had people unsubscribing for their PlayStation networks. This is really why they did that, okay? You hit them where it hurts, and that was their pockets. But I think the important thing that we need to document about this whole ordeal is who this came from, and that was the actual fans, the actual gamers. I know social media can be a little confusing sometimes. A lot of it's noise, right? Who do you listen to? Who don't you listen to? This was a very customer, fan, supportive, group-oriented little movement that you had here. It only took 3 days, and it goes to show the power of the customer. People that are actually into this, people that like it, people that enjoy it, people that have invested money into this product, talked about it, hyped it up, all that good stuff. Those were the guys that were making the noise. And they made enough noise to make a multinational, multi-billion-dollar corporate entity say, okay, we're going to reverse it. And again, you hit them where it hurt their pockets. So it's not, that's called incentives, okay? So while that very much is a part of it, it still does not negate the fact that this was a customer-oriented little movement that we had here. And it goes to show the power of it, okay? Now, because of that disconnect that was there was no true direct line of sight between the creative and the customer back in the gap. And as social media grew, as it has expanded, YouTube, content creators that got into the sort of commentary space, right? You're starting to have more direct line of sight between the people that create a product and the people that buy the product. Now that buffer in between, the games journalists, access media, those types, they're becoming less and less relevant. They've dogged gamers. They've dogged the customers. You're a bunch of toxic man babies is what they said. Should you have griped and complained? And again, it's very important. You're not just complaining just to complain. You're not just a guy that has bad intentions, which they try to paint you as this negative Nancy. These are people that are actually into this. Those are the folks that matter. And when they are up in arms, collectively, it does not mean that you can appease every single individual. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't. Matter of fact, Helldivers 2 didn't. It's a game that, whether you want, it's very, very popular, but it's still niche in the sense that that is a specific kind of cooperative shooter experience, okay? That's the type of game that they wanted to make. And the people that like those types of games gravitated towards it, right? So, customer-oriented, customers griped and complained. Customers made themselves heard, and now you have a reversal. So you had better be damn taking notes if you are hoping to enter into any sort of entertainment space and actually want to make a successful business. Because all too often, definitely with the mega corporations, which is the mistake that they've made so often, they don't care what you guys think. They figure, hey, we're big enough, they'll just take whatever it is, and who cares, right? If we screw them over, whatever. I think those days are going to be long gone. These guys are making themselves heard, rightfully so, and now they can actually be heard. Not it being funneled by a buffer who pretends to speak on their behalf like the game's journalist. People are seeing right through this. No longer does a developer have to even go through those cats. Customers king. You hear it a lot, but it is. It always has been, always will be. And that's the beauty of actual decentralization, is because it's allowed us to have that direct line of sight with our audience. That didn't exist back in the Gap. Now we do. So if you are one of those that hopes to enter into this space, maybe you're already into the creative business sort of element. If you're thinking that you can just take these customers for granted, boy, you are going to find out the hard way. You got to listen to them. Again, it's not about trying to have everybody have an identical experience. No, there are going to be things that are done that are going to be divisive. That's not what we're talking about. This right here was almost a unanimous kind of decision. All right, you had people, the stragglers, often a lot of those were access media types that were like, hey, what's the big deal? Just go sign up for PlayStation Network. What's the big deal? Well, it was a big deal, and they responded accordingly. So don't let these crack smokers tell you that your ass does not matter. The customers don't matter. Black pillars all over. I mean, I saw so many black pillars on this conversation. And I see it all the time. It's a bunch of people that act like it's just nothing can ever change. It'll never get better. Shut the fuck up, please. You're wrong. And this is another example of it. That doesn't mean that, well, we're done here. No, there's a lot of room for improvement. This is why I'm so much of an advocate of the parallel economy, because it snuffs this stuff out. So we are just getting started. Make no mistake. There's a lot of work to be done, but black pillars get fucked. Thanks for watching. Right now, the Rippaverse is in the middle of our latest campaign, Yaira #1, which was written by the Saskas. Head over to rippaverse.com, pre-order, and check out our first live-action trailer and the latest Rippaverse Studios production, Y'all Be Easy.